सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणि नमोस्तुते.
Sri Devi Bhagavatam, Skanda 3, Part A. We'll be covering 4 chapters in this part. The chapters are the questions put by Janamejaya on Rudrâs going towards the heavens on the celestial car, on seeing the Devî and the hymns of the Devî. Chapter 1, on the questions put by Janamejaya. Janamejaya said, O Bhagavan, what is the great yajna named Amba Yajna about which you referred just now? Who is the Amba? Who was she born? From whom and what for did her birth take place? What are her qualities? What is her form and nature? O ocean of mercy, you are all-knowing, kindly describe everything duly. Along with this, describe in detail the origin of Brahmanda. O Brahmana, you know everything of this whole universe. I heard that Brahma, Vishnu and Rudra are the 3 devatas who are successively originated to create, preserve and destroy this universe. Are these 3 high-souled entities independent, or do they do their respective duties being subservient to another person? Now I am very eager to know all these. So, Parasara's son, describe all these to me. All these highly powerful Brahma, Vishnu and Maheshwara, subject to death like ordinary beings, or are they of the nature of everlasting existence? Intelligence and bliss, are they subject to the 3-fold pains arising from their own selves, from elements and from those arising from gods? Are they subject time, how and where from were they originated? Do they feel the influence of pleasure, pain, sleep or laziness? O Muni, do their bodies consist of 7 dhatus, or are they of some other kinds? A great doubt has arisen in me on all these points. If these bodies be not made up of 5 elements, then of what substance are they built of? And of what gunas are their senses built also? How do they enjoy objects of enjoyment? How long is their longevity? O Brahmana, where do they Brahma, Vishnu and Maheshwara, the best of the gods, live? And of what nature are their powers and prosperities? I like very much to hear all this, so describe all these in detail to me. Vyasa said, O highly intelligent king, the questions that you have asked me today, whence and how Brahma were born, are very difficult. In ancient days, once on an occasion, I asked many questions like you to the Muni Narada. At first, he was greatly surprised to hear my queries. Afterwards, he gave due replies to them. O king, I will answer to you in the same way. Listen, once I saw that the all-knowing, peaceful Narada, the knower of the Vedas, was sitting on the banks of the Ganges. I became very glad and fell at his feet. By his order, I took one excellent seat. Hearing then of his welfare and seeing him sitting on the sands, I asked him, O highly intelligent one, who is the supreme architect of this widely extended universe? Whence is this Brahmanda born? Is it eternal or temporary? When it is an effect, then it is natural that it cannot be created without a cause. Now when the cause, the creator, is certain, is he one or many? O sage, as regards this wide samsara, I have expressed my doubt. Now answer me what is the real and true, and thus remove my doubts. Many believe Mahadeva, the Lord of all the other Devas, as the Supreme God, the cause of all. He is the source of deliverance to all the jivas, devoid of birth and death, always auspicious, peaceful in himself, and the controller of the three gunas. He is the one and only cause of creation, preservation, and destruction. Some Pandits believe Vishnu as the God of all and praise him as such. It is Vishnu that is the powerful Supreme Self, the Lord of all and the first person, Adipurusha. It is he that has no birth or not death, the deliverer of whole jivas, omnipresent. His face are everywhere. He is the guarantor of enjoyments and liberation to the devotees. Some others call again Brahma the cause of all. It is he that is omniscient and the stimulator of all being. The fourth-faced Brahma, the best of all the Devas, is born from the navel lotus of someone of endless force. He resides in Satyaloka. He is the creator of all and the lord of all the Devas. Again, some other Pandits call him sun, Surya, as God. In the morning and in the evening, they chant his hymns without any lack of slackness and laziness. Again, there are some others who say that Indra is the lord of all the jivas. He is thousand-eyed. It is Indra, the husband of Sachi, that is the god of all. Those who perform yajnas worship Vasava, the king of the Devas. He drinks soma juice himself, and those who drink soma are his beloved. He is the one and only Lord of sacrifices. Thus all men worship according to their respective wishes. Varuna, Soma, Agni, Pavana, Yama, Kuvera, the Lord of Wealth. There are some again who worship the elephant-faced Ganapati, the fructifier of all actions, the guarantor of desires, and the granter of desires of all the devotees, and the giver of success to all in all enterprises. No sooner he is remembered. Some acharyas say again that the all auspicious, the Adimaya, the great Shakti, Bhavani, the giver of everything, who is the nature of with and without attributes, who is not different from Brahma, who is both Purusha and Prakriti, the creatrix, the preservatrix, and the destructrix of all, the mother of all the gods, beings and lokas, is the great goddess of this Brahmanda. She is without beginning and end, full present in all the beings and everywhere. It is this Bhavani that assumes the various endless forms such as Vaishnavi, Shankari, Brahmi, Vasavi, Varuni, Varahi, Narasimha, Mahalakshmi, and the one and secondless Vedamata, and others. It is this Vidya nature that is the one and the only root of this tree of samsara. The mere act of remembering her destroys heaps of afflictions of the devotees and fulfills all their desires. She gives moksha to those who are desirous of liberation and gives rewards to those who want such. She is beyond the three gunas and still she emanates them. Therefore, the yogis that want rewards meditate her, who is of the nature of Vidya and who is devoid of attributes. The best munis, the knower of the truths of Vedanta, meditate on her as formless, immutable, stainless, omnipresent, Brahma, devoid of all dharma. She is described in some Vedas and Upanishads as full of light. Some intelligent persons describe God as of infinite hands, infinite ears, infinite legs, infinite faces, peaceful, Virata Purusha, and describe sky as the pada of Vishnu. Other knowers of the Puranas describe him as Purushottama. There are some others again who declare that this creation cannot be done by a single individual. Some atheists say that this inconceivable infinite universe can never be created by one God. So there is no such definite God that can be called its creator. Though without any creator, this Brahmanda is sprung from the nature and conducted by her. The followers of the Samakhya system say that Purusha is not the creator of this universe. They declare that Prakriti is the mistress of this universe. O Muni, thus I have expressed to you what the Muni Kapila, the Acharya of the Sankhyas, and the other philosophers declare as their opinions. Various doubts thus reign always in my breast. Owing to these doubts, my mind is so confused that I cannot arrive at any definite conclusion. My mind is very much unsettled as to what is dharma and what is adharma. What are the characteristics of dharma? I cannot make out them, for the devas are all sprung from the sattva guna and are always attached to the true dharma. Yet they are frequently troubled by the sinful danavas. How then can I place my confidence on the permanence of the dharma? My forefathers, the Pandavas, were always endowed with good behaviors and good actions, and they remained always in the path of the dharma. Yet they suffered a good deal of troubles and sufferings. In these cases, it is very difficult to understand the greatness of dharma. So, O Father, seeing all this, my mind is thrown into a sea of doubts and troubles. O great Muni, there is nothing impracticable with you. So remove my doubts. O Muni, I am always plunged and raised and plunged again in this sea of delusion. So save me by lifting me on a boat of wisdom and carry me across this ocean of samsara. Thus ends the first chapter on the third skanda on the questions put by Janamejaya in the Mahapurana Srimad Devi Bhagavatam. Chapter 2 on Rudrâs going towards the heavens on the celestial car. Vyasa said, O mighty armed Kuru, what you have asked me just now, I also asked the same thing to Narada, the lord of the Munis, and he gave me the following reply. O Vyasa, what shall I say to you on this point? More than this, that a doubt occurred to me also in my former days. The question that you have put to me today rose in my mind before, and I went to my father Brahma of endless energy and asked to him thus, O Lord, O Father, whence is this whole Brahmanda born? Have you created it, or is it Vishnu or Maheshwara? O all-pervading soul, who is there in this Brahmanda, fit to be worshipped? O Lord of the world, who is the topmost Lord ruling over everything, kindly say, O Brahma, I am plunged in this sea of Maya and perils. My heart is agitated with doubts. Hence it is not appeased in any place of pilgrimage or in thinking any deva or in practicing any sadhana or in any other object. O sinless one, give me the answers duly and thus remove my doubts. O tormentor of foes, Unless the highest truth is not known, peace is not found. This heart, distracted in various ways, cannot rest fixed on one subject. Whom am I to remember? Whom to worship? Where to go? Whom to praise? Who is the supreme God, this universe? I do not understand these things. O Satyavati's son, hearing these my serious queries, Brahma, the grandsire of beings, replied to me as follows: O highly illustrious son, what more shall I say to you than this, that even Vishnu is unable to answer your questions? So difficult are they indeed, O great intelligent one. Nobody that is attached to the world knows anything about this. Those who are unattached to this world, who are free from any envy, these who are without desires and calm, those high-souled ones, know the secret of all this. In former days, when all was water, water everywhere, and all things, moving and non-moving, were destroyed, when 5 elements were sprung, then I was also born from the lotus navel of Vishnu. Then, not seeing moon, sun, trees, or mountains, or anything, and sitting on the center, Karnika of the lotus, thought thus: when I am born in this great ocean of waters, who has created me, who is now my protector, and who will be my destroyer when this cycle ends? There is no earth distinctly visible anywhere here. On what then this mass of water rests? Lotus is termed Pankaja because it springs from mud and dirt. So unless there exists the earth underneath with mud and dirt, how this lotus will come out here? Now let me try and find out where is the root of this lotus, where is the mud and dirt. If this be found, then the earth will be also certainly there. Thus thinking, I dived underneath the water and searched for 1,000 years, but could not find earth anywhere. When the celestial voice entered my ears, practice tapasya. Hearing this celestial voice, I sat on the lotus, my birthplace, and practiced tapasya for 1,000 years. Next, the celestial voice came again: create. Hearing this, I became quite confounded and began to think within myself, now what am I to create? What to do? After this, the 2 terrible Daityas, Madhu and Kaitaba, came to me and affrighted me, saying, fight with us. I became quite terrified, and holding the stem of the lotus, I got down within the water. There I saw a wonderful person sleeping on the Ananta serpent. He was a deep blue color like a rain cloud, wearing yellow clothes, 4-armed, garlanded with forestry flowers, and the lord of this whole universe. On the 4 arms of the Mahavishnu there were conch shells, disc, club, and lotus, and other weapons. I saw this Achyuta Purusha sleeping on the Ananta serpent bed, motionless and under the influence of Yoga Nidra. I then thought within myself, what am I to do? Not being able to find out any other way, I recollected Devi, who was then of the nature of sleep, and began to praise her. The auspicious Devi Yoga Nidra, whose form could not be determined, immediately felt the body of Vishnu and, decorated with divine ornaments, began to shine in the air. After she left the body of Vishnu, Vishnu immediately got up, and he fought terribly for 5,000 years with the Danavas, Madhu and Kaitaba. Then, by the grace of the Bhagavati, he extended his own thighs, and then on those thighs he slew the 2 demons. Where Vishnu and myself were standing, Rudra Devi came also and joined with us. Then we 3 saw the beautiful Devi in the celestial space. We three then commenced to chant hymns to her, and she gladdened our hearts by her gracious look and said, O Brahma, O Vishnu, O Rudra, the two great Daityas are slain. Now forsake your laziness and do your respective works of creating, preserving, and destroying the universe. Create your own abodes and live in happiness. Create by your respective lordly powers. The fourfold beings, hearing the Devi's gentle, sweet words, we spoke, O Mother, there is no wide earth here. All is one mass of infinite ocean. No five elements, no five tanmatras, no sensual organs, no gunas, nothing exists here. How can we then execute the works of creation? Hearing our words, the Devi smiled. Immediately there came from the sky overhead a beautiful aerial car. Devi said, O Brahma, O Vishnu, O Rudra, get in this car without any fear. Today I will show you one wonderful thing. At her word we got into the beautiful car without any fear. It was decorated with various gems and jewels, bed-decked with pearls, emitting sweet tinkling sounds of bells and looking as the abode of the celestial. Seeing us seated without any fear, she made the car get high up in the sky by her force. Thus ends the second chapter of the third Skanda on Brahma, Vishnu, and Rudrâs going towards the heavens on the celestial car given by the Devi in the Mahapurana, Srimad Devi Bhagavatam. Third chapter on seeing the Devi. Brahma said, we were very much astonished not to find water where our beautiful aeroplane landed us. We saw earth resonated with the sweet cooings of the cuckoos, filled with beautiful fruit-laden trees, forests and gardens, big rivers, wells, tanks, ponds, water springs, small pools, women, men, all there are there. Next we saw in front of us a nice city enclosed by a divine wall containing many sacrificial halls and various palatial buildings and magnificent edifices. Oh, we thought, it is heaven. What a great wonder. Who built this? Next we saw a king looking like a Deva is going out on a hunting excursion in the forest. The Devi Ambika, whom we saw before, is staying on the chariot. In an instant, our aeroplane, propelled by air, got high up above the sky and reached in the twinkling of an eye at a lovely place. We saw there a divine Nandana garden. There Surabhi, the cow of plenty, was staying under the shade of the Parijata tree. Close by her, there was an elephant having 4 tusks, and Menaka and other hosts of Apsaras were there with their various gestures and postures, playing, dancing and singing. There were hundreds of Yakshas, Gandharvas, Vidyadharas within that Mandara garden, playing and singing. Within this there was the Lord Satakratu with Sachi, the daughter of Puloma. Next we saw with great wonder Varuna, the lord of the aquatic animals, Kuvera, Yama, Surya, fire and other devas. Then we saw that in our front, Indra, the lord of devas, was coming out from a well-decorated city. He was there situated in his palanquin, calm and quiet, and carried by men. Then the car we were situated began to get up high in the sky, and in the twinkling of an eye we reached Brahmaloka, that is saluted by all the devas. They, Shambhu and Kesava, were greatly bewildered to see Brahma of that place. In the council hall of Brahma, the Vedas with their Angas, the serpents, hills, oceans, and rivers were seen. Seeing all this, Vishnu and Maheshwara asked me, O four-faced one, who is this eternal Brahma? I replied, I do not know who is this Brahma. Am I? And who is he? Why has this error come over me? You too also are gods, so you can better ponder over it. Next, our car, going with the swiftness of mind, went in the twinkling of an eye to the beautiful, all auspicious Kailasha mountain, surrounded by bliss giving yakshas. It was beautified by the Mandara garden, resonated by the sweet cooings of sukas and cuckoos, and the sweet sounds of lutes and small drums and tabours. When we reached there, we saw the five-faced, three-eyed Bhagwan Shashi Shekhara with 10 hands, wearing tiger skin and the upper garment of the elephant skin. He was then getting out of his abode, riding on a bull. His two sons, the great heroes Ganesha and Kartikeya, beautifully adorned, were attending him as his bodyguards. Nandi and all other hosts were following him, chanting victories to him. O Muni Narada, we were greatly wondered to see another Shankara surrounded by the Matrikas, so much so that perplexed with doubts, I sat down there. Next, our aeroplane went on with the force of wind and in an instant reached the abode of Vaikuntha, the amusement court of Lakshmi. O Sutta, there at Vaikuntha we saw a wonderful manifestation of power. Our companion Vishnu was greatly surprised to see that excellent city. We saw there four-armed Vishnu of the color of a tassi flower, wearing yellow garments adorned with divine ornaments, sitting on Garuda. Lakshmi Devi is fanning wonderful shauri to him. Struck with wonder at the sight of the eternal Vishnu, we took our seat on the car and looked at one another's face. Next, the balloon ascended with the swiftness of wind and in the twinkling of an eye reached the ocean of nectar, the Sudha Sagara, with waves playing greatly on it. This ocean, Sudha Sagara, is filled with aquatic animals and agitated with ripples. We saw and went along and came to a very wonderful place called the Manidivya, that is the island of gems in the midst of the ocean. It was adorned with mandara and parijata and other heavenly flower trees, with the various beautiful carpets with variegated trees, ashoka, vakula, ketaki, champaka, kurvaka, adorned with lustrous gems and pearls. It was resonated with the sweet cooings of the cuckoos and the humming sounds of bees, and it presented the sight of a sweet harmonious music playing there. Sitting on our aeroplane, we saw from a distance within that Dripa a beautiful court known as Shivakara, whose four legs represent Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, and whose top portion represents Sadashiva, looking like a rainbow, with exquisitely beautiful carpet spread over it and decked with various gems and jewels and inland with pearls. We saw a divine lady sitting on the cot, wearing a red garment and a garland of red cloth and bedecked with red sandal paste. Her eyes were dark, and that beautiful faced red-lipped lady looked more beautiful than 10 millions of lightnings and 10 millions of Lakshmis and illustrious like the sun. The Bhagavati Bhuvaneshwari was sitting with a sweet smile on her lips and holding in her forehand news, gold, and signs indicating as if she was ready to grant boons and asking her devotees discard all fear. We never saw before such a form. Even the birds of that place repeat the mystic incantation hymn and serve that lady, who is of the color of the rising sun, all merciful and in the full bloom of youth. That lotus faced smiling lady was adorned with all the beauties of nature. Her high breast defied the lotus bud. She was holding various jeweled ornaments, arm plates, bracelets, and diamonds. Her lotus face looked exceedingly beautiful with jeweled earrings of the shape of the Sri Yantra, Srilekha, and the other Deva girls were surrounding her. There were Sakhis on the four sides, always chanting hymns to Maheshwari, the lady of the world. She was surrounded on her all sides of Ananga Kusuma and other Devis. She was sitting in the middle of the Satkona Yantra. We were all wondered at the sight of this wonderful form, never seen before, and we thought, who is this lady? What is her name? We know nothing of her from such a distance. Thus, while we were gazing at her, that four-armed lady became gradually thousand-eyed, with 1,000 hands and 1,000 feet. So it seemed to us, O Narada, we became very much embraced with doubts and thought within ourselves, is she Apsara or a Gandharva daughter or any other Deva girl? Who is she? At this juncture, Bhagavan Vishnu saw closely the sweet smiling Devi and by his intelligence came to a definite conclusion and spoke to us. This is the Devi Bhagavati, Mahavidya, Mahamaya, undecaying and eternal. She is the full, the Prakriti. She is the cause of all of us. This Devi is inconceivable and inconceivable to those who are of full intellect. Only the yogis can see her by their yoga powers. She is eternal Brahma and also non-eternal Maya. She is the will force of the Supreme Self. She is the first creatrix of this world. This Devi was wide-eyed, the lady of the universe, has produced the Vedas. The less fortunate persons cannot worship her. During the time of Pralaya, she destroys all the universe, draws within her body all the subtle bodies, Linga Sariras, and place. O two Deva, at present she is residing in the form of seed of the universe. Behold, on her side are seen duly all the Vibhudis. They are all adorned with divine ornament and anointed with divine scent and are serving her. O Brahman, O Shankara, today we are blessed and highly fortunate that we have got the sight of this Devi. The tapasya, asceticism that we practiced of yore have yielded to us this fruit. Else why Bhagavati has shown so carefully her own form. Those who are highly meritorious by tapasyas and gifts of abundant wealth, those high-souled persons are able to see this all-auspicious Bhagavati. The person attached to sensual objects can never see her. It is she that is the Moola Prakriti, united with the Chidananda person. It is she that creates this Brahmanda and exhibits to it the Paramatma. O two Devas, this whole universe and all the seeds and seen and all other things contained therein owe to her as their sole cause. She is the Maya assuming all form. She is the goddess of all. Where is I myself? Where are the Devas? Where are Lakshmi and the other Devis? We cannot compare to 100,000th part of her. It is this all excellent lady whom I saw in the great ocean when she reckoned me, who was baby then, with greatest gladness. In former days, when I was sleeping on the cot made of immovable fixed leaves of banyan tree and licking my toe, making it enter within my mouth and playing like an ordinary baby. This lady rocked my gentle body to and fro on the banyan leaves, singing songs like a mother. Now I recollect all what I felt before at her side and recognize that she is the Bhagavati. These very things I now communicate to you. Hear attentively that she is this lady and she is our mother. Thus ends the third chapter of the third Skanda on seeing the Devi in the Mahapurana Srimad Devi Bhagavatam. Chapter 4 on the hymns to the great Devi by Vishnu. Brahma said, thus speaking, Bhagavan Janardhana, Vishnu spoke to me again. Come, let us bow down to her again and again. Let us go to her. We shall reach at her feet fearlessly and we will chant hymns to her. Mahamaya will be pleased with us and will grant us boons. If the guards at the entrance prevent us from going, we would stand at the gateway and we will chant hymns to the Devi with one mind. Brahma said, when Hari addressed us in the above way, we too became choked by intense feelings of joy. Our voice became tremulous and we waited there for some time. Our hearts were elated with joy to go to her. We then accepted Hari's word, said Om, and got down from our car and went with hastened steps and with fear to the gate. Seeing us standing at the gate, the Devi Bhagavati smiled and within an instant transformed us three into females. We looked beautiful and youthful women adorned with nice ornament. Thus we greatly wondered and went to her. Seeing us standing at her feet in feminine form, the beautiful Devi Bhagavati looked on us with eyes of affection. We then bowed to the great Devi, looked at one another and stood before her in that feminine dress. We three then began to see the pedestal of the great Devi, shining with the luster of 10 million suns and decorated with various gems and jewels. We next descended. The thousands and thousands of attendants are waiting on her. Some of them are wearing red dress, some blue dress, some yellow dress. Thus the Deva girls, variously dressed, were serving her and standing by her side. They were dancing, singing on and playing with musical instruments and were gladly chanting hymns in praise of the Devi. O Narada, we saw there another wonderful thing. Listen, we saw the whole universe moving and not moving within the nails of the lotus feet of the Devi. We saw there myself, Vishnu, Rudra, Vayu, Agni, Yama, Moon, Sun, Varuna, Twasta, Indra, Kubera and other devas, Apsaras, Gandharvas, rivers, oceans, mountains, Vishwavasus, Chitraketu, Sweta, Chitrangada, Narada, Tumburu, Haha, Uhu, and other Gandharvas, the twin Ashwins, the 8 Vasus, Sandhyas, Siddhas, the Pitris, Ananta and other Nagas, Kinnaras, Uragas, Rakshasas, the abode of Vaikuntha, the abode of Brahma Kailasa mountain, the best of all mountains, all were existing there. Within that nail of the toe were reflected all the things of the universe. The lotus whence I was born, the four-faced Brahma, like myself on that lotus, Bhagavan Jagannatha, lying on the bed of Ananta, the 2 demons Madhukaitaba, all I saw there. Seeing all these wonderful things within the nails of her lotus feet, I became greatly surprised and thought timidly, what are all these? my companions Vishnu and Shankara were struck with wonder. We three then made out of that she was our mother of the universe. Thus, full 100 years passed away in seeing the various glories of the Devi in the auspicious nectar like money Dvipa. As long as were there her attendants, the Deva girls adorned with various ornaments gladly considered us as Sakhis. We too were greatly fascinated by their enchanting gestures and postures. For that reason, we saw always their beautiful movements with great gladness. Once on an ocean, Bhagavan Vishnu, while he was in that feminine form, chanted hymns in praise of the great Devi, Sri Bhuvaneshwari. Sri Bhagavan said, Salutation to the Devi Prakriti, the creatrix. I bow down again and again to thee. Thou art all auspicious and grantest the desires of thy devotees. Thou art the nature of Siddhi and Vriddhi. I bow down again and again to thee. I bow down to the world mother, who is the nature of everlasting existence, intelligence, and bliss. O Devi, thou createst, preservest, and destroyest this universe. Thou dost the pralaya and showest favor to the created beings. Thus thou art the authoress of the above fivefold things that are done. So, O Bhuvaneshwari, I bow down to thee. Thou art the great, efficient, and material cause of the changeful. Thou art the unchangeable, immovable consciousness. Thou art the half letter, Ardhamantra, Rilekha, the consciousness that ever pervades both inside and outside the universe. Thou art the supreme soul and the individual soul. Salutation again and again to thee. O Mother, I now realize fully well that this whole universe rests on thee. It rises from thee and again melts away in thee. The creation of this universe shews thy infinite force. Verily, thou art become thyself all these lokas. During the time of creation, thou createst the two formless elements, Akasha and Vayu, and the three elements with form, fire, water, and earth. Then with these thou createst the whole universe and shewest this to the enjoyer, Purusha, who is of the nature of consciousness for his satisfaction. Thou again dost become the material cause of the 23 tattvas, Mahat, as enumerated in the Sankhya system, and appearest to us like a mirage. O Mother, were it not for thee, no object would be visible. Thou pervadest the whole universe. It is for this reason that those persons that are wise declare that even the highest Purusha can do no work without thy aid. O Devi, thou createst and art giving satisfaction to the whole universe by thy power. Again at the time of Pralaya, thou swallowest forcibly all these that are seen. So, O Devi, who can fathom thy powers? O Mother, thou didst save us from the hands of Madhu and Kaitaba. Then thou hast brought us to this Manidvipa and shewed us thy own form, all the extended regions and immense powers, and given us acquisitive delight and joy. This is the highest place of happiness. O Mother, when I myself, Shankara and Brahma, or any one of us is unable to fathom thy inconceivable glory, who else can then ascertain? O Bhagavani, who knows how many more than the several regions that we saw reflected in thy nails of thy feet exist in thy creation? O one endowed with infinitely great powers, O Devi, we saw another Vishnu, another Hara, another Brahma, all of great celebrity in the universe exhibited by thee, Who knows how many other such Brahmas exist in thy other universe? Thy glory is infinite. O Mother, I bow down again and again to thy lotus feet and pray to thee that may thy this form exist always in my mind. May my mouth always utter thy name, and may my two eyes see always thy lotus feet. O revered one, may I remember thee as my goddess, and mayest thou constantly look on myself as thy humble servant. O Mother, what more shall I say than this? May this relation as mother and son always exist between thee and me. O World Mother, there is nothing in this world that is not known to thee, for thou art omniscient. So, O Bhavani, what more shall my humble self declare to thee? Now dost thou do whatever thou darest. O Devi, the rumor goes that Brahma is the creator, Vishnu is the preserver, and Maheshwara is the destroyer. Is this true, O Eternal One? It is through thy willpower, through thy force, that we create, preserve, and destroy. O daughter of the Himalaya mountain, the earth is supporting this universe. It is thy endless might that is holding all this made of 5 elements. O grantress of boons, it is through thy power and luster that the sun is lustrous and becomes visible. Though thou art the attribute self, yet by thy magic power thou appearest in the form of this Prapancha universe. When Brahma, Mahesha and myself take birth by thy power and are not eternal, what more can be said of Indra and other Devas than this, that they are mere temporary things and created? It is only thou that art eternal, ancient Prakriti and the mother of this universe. O Bhavani, now I realize from my remaining with thee that is thou that dost impart out of mercy the Brahma Vidya to the ancient Purusha, and thus he can realize his eternal nature. Otherwise he will remain always under delusion that he is the Lord, he is the Purusha without beginning, that he is good and the universal soul, and thus suffers under various forms of egoism. Thou art the Vidya of the intelligent persons and the Shakti of the beings endowed with force. Thou art Kirti, Kanti, Kamala, and the spotless Tusti. Among men thou art the dispassion leading to Mukti. Thou art the Gayatri, the mother of the Vedas, and thou art Swaha, Swadha, Swadha, etc. Thou art the Bhagavati of the nature of the 3 gunas. Thou art the half matra, the 4th state transcendenting the gunas. It is thou that givest always the Shastras for the preservation of the Devas and the Brahmanas. It is thou that has expanded and manifested this whole phenomenon of the visible universe for the liberation of the embodied souls, the parts of the pure holy Brahman, the full, the beginningless, the deathless, forming the waves of the infinite expanse of ocean. When the jiva comes to know internally and becomes thoroughly conscious that all this is thy work, thou createst and destroyest, that all this is thy magic pastime, falls like the parts of an actor in a theatrical play, then and then only he desists forever from his part in this theatre of world. O Mother, O destroyer of the greatest difficulties, I always take refuge unto thee. Thou dost save me from this ocean of samsara, full of moha. Let thou be my saviour when my end will come from these infinitely troublesome and unreal pains arising from love and hatred. Obedience to thee, O Devi, O Mahavidya, I fall prostrate at thy feet. O thou, the giver of all desires, O auspicious one, dost thou give the knowledge that is all light to me. That ends the 4th chapter of the 3rd Skanda on the hymns to the great Devi by Vishnu in the Mahapurana Srimad Devi Bhagavatam.
न मन्त्रं नो यन्त्रं तदपि च न जाने स्तुतिमहो न चाह्वानं ध्यानं तदपि च न जाने स्तुतिकथाः न जाने मुद्रास्ते तदपि च न जाने विलपनं परं जाने मातः तदनुसरणं क्लेशहरणम्